So, Jason in space. Why don't you just fuck us in the ass, Hollywood? So, Friday the 13th, part 55, starts with a man himself, Mr. Voorhees, chained up in a Camp Crystal Lake facility, where they've tried lots of ways to figure out how to kill him. They've tried gassing him, I think hanging him, blowing the hell out of him with guns, but they can't do anything. So they want to put him in a cryogenic chamber and just freeze him and let future generations worry about it. Then David Cronenberg and his crew turn up and they want to do scientific experiments on Jason to figure out how he keeps regenerating like fucking Wolverine. Then they leave Jason chained up in a room on his own with one fucking security guard. One security guard, Jason. Yeah, it's nuts. And then guess what? Jason escapes, kills the security guard. David Cronenberg turns up with all his scientific cronies. They get fully wiped out by Jason. And the main actress, Lexa Doig, who plays Rowan in this movie, grabs a shotgun while Jason just stands and watches her do it. But fuck that, right? And then she starts shooting. They have a fucking cat and mouse thing. And then she lures him into this room. She keeps shooting him. She gets him into this cryogenic chamber. Jason starts to freeze, but Jason being Jason puts his machete through the chamber, stabbing her. She collapses and they both freeze. Centuries later, a bunch of students arrive from Earth 2 on Earth. Yeah, I said from a fucking Earth 2. And they find Jason and he's frozen. And they find Rowan and she's frozen. And guess what? They decide to take them to their ship. When on the ship, they decide to bring Rowan back using these nanobots. Remember what I'm saying now, nanobots. This is going to come back into it later on. Meanwhile, one of the scientists is having a chat with another one on fucking space Skype or some shit about selling Jason because apparently he's worth billions. And then it just shows you a shot of lots of space stuff, spaceships and, you know what I mean, all that shite. Then it cuts to two teenagers having sex and all of a sudden it happens to wake Jason up. Yeah, no shit. And then Jason just starts his killing spree. The kill he does next is probably one of the best kills in the whole franchise. It's fucking great. He freezes a scientist's face and then smashes it against the table. If you haven't seen it already, which you probably have, just check it out. It's fucking brilliant. And then after that, he starts roaming the ship, where he wipes most of the crew out in this movie. And then he gets back to the Scooby gang that found him originally and brought him to the ship. But a sex robot, yeah, a fucking sex robot happens to stand in between him and the Scooby gang. She blows his arm off, blows his leg off, blows Jason's face off. Then he lands on that nanobot machine and instead of getting rid of his body, they just decide to fucking walk away and leave it. Guess what happens next? The nanobots happen to regenerate Jason, but because there's not enough tissue around, because she blew the living hell out of him, the sex robot, no pun intended, blew the living hell out of him. I'm fucking great. They used metal that was around him and turned him into fucking Uber Jason. It looks like a bad guy out of Power Rangers, but I quite liked this look. Now Jason's turned into Terminator Jason. He starts heading back towards the Scooby gang. Just as he's about to rip them all apart, that fucking sex robot stands in between them again. This time she starts shooting him, bullets start bouncing off of him. She walks right up to him, Jason grabs her by the throat and just punches her head clean off. And then to distract Jason, the Scooby gang make a virtual Camp Crystal Lake, where he sees two camp counsellors, and obviously they take their tops off. Jason doesn't like that. So it puts them in a sleeping bag. This is a really fun kill. I fucking love this. Actually, the kills in this movie are actually really good. And they stick to the Jason lore. He fastens a sleeping bag with them in it and he just starts smashing them against the tree. It's a really funny part of the movie. Jason makes it out of the virtual Camp Crystal Lake and starts heading towards the Scooby Gang, but the gang's already made it to an escape pod. Just before Jason gets to the escape pod to take them out, one of the Scooby Gang that was thought dead turns up and knocks Jason into orbit, and he starts crashing down onto fucking Earth fucking 2. You know he's not there. You see his mask float at the bottom of Earth 2. What it looks like. It looks like it's Earth 2's Camp Crystal Lake. And then Jason X finishes. But there is a continuation. It isn't in movie form. You can buy quite a few Jason X books, which I own. And they are quite fun. I do suggest buying them if you're a hardcore Jason fan. Overall, I don't think this movie's actually that bad. It's, for a Friday film, if you compare it to the old ones, it's absolute garbage. But just don't think about them. Just watch it as it is. It's quite fun. I really enjoy it every time I watch it. I love the look of Kane Hodder's Jason in this too. His mask's a little different to what it usually looks like. And he is brutal as Kane Hodder always is. He's arguably one of the best Jasons, but he's in the worst Friday the 13th movies. I do suggest watching it. Some hate this movie, but there is a big fan base that actually love it too. Yeah, overall, I don't think it's a shit film. I don't think it's great. I just think it's a nice in between. It's just really fun. Thanks for watching Play It Now. Please like, share and subscribe. I do really appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to Man of Steel and Kevin 11. I told you, Kevin, that I'd put you on. Have a good day, guys. I love you.